Hi everyone, my name is Charlie, and today I want to talk about Christmas traditions. And this video is more of, again, my unravelling of thoughts, trying to rediscover the fondness that I once felt for Christmas. And obviously, these videos for Vlogmas have been a lot of my unedited thoughts. This has been because I was using Windows Live Movie Maker, and I know it's an ancient piece of software, if you can even call it that, to use, but I can't edit the videos, and so I'm very aware of every and ah. But this video was inspired by Mel's Bookland Adventures having recorded some great Vlogmas videos that I finally got around to watching yesterday, and I felt really horrible that I hadn't watched them because Mel has been incredibly kind. You have been incredibly kind in watching quite a lot of my Vlogmas videos, even though they have been, they've been all over the place, really. And I really just wanted to show my appreciation of that, again. And also Lauren over at Lauren and the Books, because I have been adoring her Vlogmas videos as well. And they both seem so thrilled and both have such different views to Christmas, and it just got me thinking about, as Mel says in her video, no one's Christmas is the same. There is no, like she says, there's no German Christmas, and nobody in Britain does Christmas the same. And I was sat in bed last night, as I often do, overthinking things, and it got me to thinking, that I was fed up with Christmas. That the reason I was fed up with Christmas was possibly because what I'm doing isn't, I wasn't seeing everything that we do before Christmas as a tradition, but just going through the motions of Christmas, and it had left me feeling rather fed up, really. And I don't think that I actually have any traditions left in my family for Christmas. Like, I know that we had the Christmas party on Saturday, and that's the one that we go to with my nan, and then I have a staff Christmas party, well, a work Christmas party, because we have the staff and we have the volunteers there, and that's this weekend. And I also have a event with the writers group at King Edward Street Chapel in Macclesfield on Thursday, and these have been things that have started to crop up over the years. So I've been coming to work's Christmas dues now since I was 16, so Lord, that's 9 years ago. And the Christmas party, I can't even say how long I've been going to that, because I just have very vague memories of me and my cousin and my brother and sister being allowed to go after everyone had eaten to see the disco. I don't like disco, so it was really silly for me to even bother going. And I know that the first year that we got left with my cousin at the house before my mum came back was when Michelle McManus won Pop Idol, because we'd sat and spent a lot of my nan's money telephoning and to try and make her win. Like, I think a lot of the votes for Michelle McManus came from us. We loved that girl. Anyway, I don't know what other traditions we've lost. Well, I can remember some. I can remember that we used to do a big party at my nan's where a lot of relatives would get invited, and my earliest memory of that is in 1995. It was 95 or 96. I'm not sure whether my brother had been born, but my uncle was still with his second wife, and all I can remember about her is that she taught me how to make a duck mouth, like a beak, with the Pringles. And to me, that was like the most amazing thing in the world. But then, again, I was either 3, 4, or 5. I have literally no idea. And I also began to wonder whether a lot of my Christmases have maybe been... I do this a lot, I've noticed. A lot of my Christmases have maybe been to do with consumerism. And I say this from the perspective of a child who, when I was a child, it was about what new toys I would get at Christmas. And I know that I didn't get the newest toys. I didn't get anything that was in the shops, really, until I turned about 9 or 10. And everything was a surprise, really. I had no idea what I was getting for Christmas. I don't even think I wrote lists. I just loved playing with action figures and playing Power Rangers, so I was quite happy to receive anything, really, back then. And, I mean, one year, I was thrilled with the present I got. I can still remember it to this day. I'm not going to say what it was, but I was thrilled with it. And I mean, I was thrilled with everything. It was always a surprise. Like, my insomnia started before Christmas because I just never slept. I never slept at all. Well, I think I didn't sleep. I think I slept really late, and then I'd wake up, and then I'd fall asleep during the day. Funny story, I once wanted to watch 102 Dalmatians with Glenn Close, and we turned it on, and at some point during it, I fell asleep, and I only woke up for the end, and to this day, I don't think I've seen that film the whole way through. Anyway, so we've had family parties, and we've had consumerism, and I do have this worry about buying presents at the moment. Oh, someone's arrived. I do have this worry about buying presents at the moment because, oh, is this a customer or is he reversing? He's reversing. I was so worried it was a customer arriving, and I'm sorry, it's not even... What time is it? Let's have a look. It's 25 to 9. I am not about to start sorting donations at 25 to 9. I've barely even woke up. Sorry, rambling video, unedited. But yes, I have a huge worry at the moment about buying Christmas presents because I have no idea what to buy anybody. And I only buy for family anyway. But I don't know. I feel like all I do now for Christmas for the last... since 2013, since I got my job, is I do some overtime at work in the run-up to Christmas, and then I have Christmas day off. Usually, I've worked Christmas Eve since I was... No, so it has been 9 years, because even when I was volunteering, I would volunteer for those 2 weeks over Christmas a bit more. And even when I was at uni. And so it's been 9 years of coming to work and doing more at work. And when I was younger, I really loved Christmas Eve at work because it was just a completely different experience. And you only worked half a day anyway, but it's a lot jollier, and we'd sometimes get things out, you know, nice things for the customers, like sometimes we'd have sweets in, sometimes we'd share mince pies, that sort of thing, quality street tins on the desk asking, you know, saying please take one, all that sort of stuff. And I really love the frivolity surrounding that, but as I've got older, I do actually think that I've become more disenchanted and more disheartened with the entire process of Christmas, and I feel like I need to create some new traditions. When I was younger, Christmas was always a bigger thing because at school you always have your nativity. Like, every year you have a nativity. And I feel so sorry for my parents, but for having to come and see me play King Herod 2 years in a row. But I also have this really grand fondness at the thought of being able to go and witness my nephew at a nativity play. And I think it would be great if he played a shepherd. Like, I know, you know, he could play Joseph. I want him to play a shepherd because his father is currently a sheep farmer. My dad's the sheep farmer, and I just think it would be the greatest thing in the world. But for myself, I don't like the idea of feeling stressed about Christmas. And as I've said a lot, usually wearing this jumper, I'm trying to live a stress-free lifestyle at the moment, which can be difficult. And there are certainly stresses within my life. I've talked about them here, but I try to keep them to a minimum. And I try to be this person living in the present who is, whilst, you know, I enjoy remembering things and I enjoy nostalgia, one of my favourite things to do when I'm at my nan's is just to go through old photographs. I mean, it can be a bit sad, you know, you're seeing again, you're seeing lost relatives. And I keep bringing this up because I do think it sticks in my mind a lot, remembering relatives that haven't yet actually, they've been gone longer than I've been living, but you still remember them with fondness. And I think because you only remember the good things from when you were a child, you remember any lost relatives that were lost when you were a child in a completely rose-tinted view. And sometimes I have even thought, would we still get on nowadays? Like, would we not have had a huge falling out? Are our ideals that different? But I'm not sure. This video, I think, hasn't made much sense. And that could be seen as a shame. But I honestly think that my traditions aren't necessarily there anymore. And I feel like even the tree, putting up the tree, shopping for the tree, is something that my sister does. And she does a great job every year. If I can find the clips on my computer, I'm not going to insert them here. I'm not going to do that because it ruins trying to put videos on, I can tell you. Sorry. But they might appear one day. And my sister does a really great job of decorating the house for Christmas. And that's been a really nice thing to come home to over the last few years, is coming home and she's done such a brilliant job. And I know that I kind of cooked the Christmas dinner one year. I can't roast parsnips. The roast potatoes didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped. But if I might have some chance this year. It's 2 weeks away now. Christmas is 2 weeks away. I'm not ready for it. I'm not excited for it. I don't know. I used to get excited about Christmas television. Don't do that anymore. I think that A Christmas Carol being one of my favourite books and one of my favourite... A Muppets Christmas Carol is one of my favourite films. Scrooge, I have a fondness for that film because me and my nan used to watch it each year. And I have watched that on scratchy televisions. I have told my nan when it's on every year. I've watched the Albert Finney version even though I don't like it. And I think I have definitely fallen out of love with Christmas. And it's a shame to say. I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. We're 13 minutes into this video, I may as well admit it. I'm going to continue doing Vlogmas because I really enjoy... I think maybe I haven't fallen out... Yeah, I've fallen out of love with Christmas for myself and the way that I do it. The way that I do Christmas, I don't particularly like. But I have really appreciated the videos that I have seen from Mal and Lauren, even Simon over at Savage Rees. They're the main three whose Christmas videos, Vlogmas videos, I have watched religiously because they fill me with such joy. And maybe I can try and leech some of the joy away from them and make myself feel more excited for this festive season. But honestly, I got up this morning and I was like, I'm excited to drive to work for work. But it's more like seeing, you see people, you work with people. I don't understand. I'm going to leave it off here because we're 40 minutes into the video. I haven't really talked about traditions or anything. But do maybe try in the comments to help me figure out how I can bring some more joy to myself this festive season. That sounded really rude. That sounded really bad. Let's not do that. Tell me how I can bring more joy to the festive season, maybe. Wow. Yeah. Until next time. Yeah, that will be all. Yeah, that's all.